All right, as you've been seeing in our breaking news story, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be returning to the country tomorrow after the funeral of Queen Elizabeth to deal with the worsening crisis at Eskom. And presidential spokesperson Vincent Magwenya joins me now for an update on that situation. Vincent, good evening. Thank you for your time. So in your own words, what is this decision that the president has taken in relation to his itinerary, his international itinerary, which was meant to include going to the UN General Assembly?
Yes, so as you know, the stage 6 load shedding crisis is of concern to the president. He finds it quite alarming, considering that he made commitments to the nation that these matters will be addressed and that this situation will be addressed. He was scheduled to travel to New York, as you mentioned in your intro, to address the United Nations General Assembly. He has decided to cancel that travel commitment, and immediately after the funeral tomorrow of Her Majesty, the president will travel back to South Africa to reconvene his team that's particularly dealing with this energy situation. He's already held an emergency meeting while here in London in between the royal activities to just get an understanding of what led to this massive tripping of units at the same time, and to also understand how far we are with the interventions that he announced that will have alleviated this sort of pressure. So it's a matter that the president is taking quite seriously, and it's a matter that, justifiably so, has necessitated that he alters his schedule and returns home.
Vincent, him cancelling the rest of the trip and the plans after the funeral suggests an added sense of urgency. But people will be asking, urgency to do what that he hasn't done already? As you say yourself, he has made commitments. He had made commitments to South Africans. If I remember the date correctly, it must have been the 25th of July. So what is he going to commit to this time around?
Well, the added sense of urgency is not only confined to the president. It's an added sense of urgency to all those who are concerned at all levels within Eskom, for example, within the relevant supervising departments. So the president is looking for answers in terms of what happened, what needs to be done immediately, and what sort of enablements need to be put in place. The current situation takes us back to where we were a couple of weeks ago, more than a month ago. And the president believed, rightly so, that at this time we will be seeing some improvements in terms of the stability of the grid. We certainly did not expect that at this time the country will be plunged into another stage 6 load shedding crisis. So as he was involved in driving the formulation of the plan that he presented to the nation, he's going to be involved again in ensuring that we come out of this crisis as soon as possible, and that households can have the relief that they so deserve, as well as businesses that need to continue functioning and contributing to the economy.
Because, Vincent, one of the issues that the president now faces, this is me making the suggestion to you, I suggest that one of the issues that he faces is a believability problem. In that, as you rightfully say, as you accept that you did not expect that the country would be plunged into this situation. In that plan and commitment that he made in July, one of the main commitments was to fix Eskom, were the words used, and also improve the performance of the plant. Now, I don't know about you. It doesn't look to me that there's been an improvement. In fact, what I am seeing, and many South Africans are seeing, is exactly a deterioration after the head of state and the commander-in-chief of government affairs had committed that we're improving this situation.
So this is, as Eskom explained in the immediate briefing, these are unplanned breakages within the plants. These were not planned. There was no delay in terms of their maintenance schedule. If anything, they are still on schedule with respect to their maintenance schedule. these outages were unplanned. Be that as it may, it's still a very undesirable situation. The issue of credibility in this regard is a non-issue. The president remains firmly involved in seeing to it that the country comes out of this crisis as soon as possible.
It can't be a non-issue, Vincent Magwenya. My apologies to butt in there. The issue of credibility can't be a non-issue when the president addresses to the nation by the president carry with them a certain weight. He attaches a certain weight when he says the interventions we're introducing now will begin easing this problem, and then the exact opposite happens. It can't be a non-issue, the issue of credibility then.
Indeed, there are two things here, and let's not conflate them. One, the plan that the president presented to the nation, that work is underway. That work has not been undermined in any shape or form. Let's be clear on that. Secondly, these are unplanned breakages within a number of Eskom plants, and they're being attended to. However, once you have a situation that reaches to stage 6 that has such a devastating impact on households and businesses, the president has to be involved, and the president needs to be involved to look at the situation, get a briefing from the team, understand what can be done immediately. If there are blockages with respect to the current crisis that we're facing, lead the process to resolve those blockages. So the plan that he presented has not been undermined in any shape or form. That work is underway, and that work is proceeding. However, this was unexpected. This was a case where Eskom had to respond immediately to this emerging crisis.
Lastly,
that does not mean that the head of state cannot attend to it.
Yeah. Lastly, before I run out of time, you walk with the president. You are by his side, much of the time during these trips and even there in London. What is your reading of how he is feeling about this particular situation? And I'll tell you why I'm asking, because many South Africans are pretty outraged about this particular situation. So I'm just wondering how he is feeling as the head of state, given the fact that, he's already announced a national electricity crisis committee, that plan that you're talking to, and yet we sit here with stage 6 load shedding, with Eskom telling us that we don't know when we will stop stage 6 load shedding. So how's the president feeling?
He's concerned. He's disappointed, but more importantly, he's energized to continue looking for solutions.
All right, let's leave it there. Vincent Magwenya, I've got to thank you for your time. He speaks on behalf of the presidency there, giving us an update on the change of plans for President Cyril Ramaphosa, who will be returning to the country to deal with the situation of stage 6 load shedding. And that will do it.